Well, good morning, everybody. I promised a video of my Doviis, but I thought since people have been asking about if I'm going to get another pair of Umbee, I figured I'd give you a quick view of this little pair that I have in a 135-gallon tank. I really apologize for the glare. I hate doing videos on this tank, which is why I seldom do them, because there's just so much light in this room. It's right by the washer and dryer. It's just horrible for reflections, but it does give you an opportunity to see the quality of this pair and how they're coming. It's a wild-caught pair. I got this last summer. They were about 2 inches. The pair is maybe now 6 male, maybe 5 female. And they've spawned a couple times. As you can see in the background, if you can see the glare, past the glare, the fry all over the tank. Pretty good parents. Again, they spawned twice. I've got the first spawn in another tank growing out. They're maybe 3/4 of an inch long, and these little guys here, really apologize for the glare, are maybe a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch long. Much too small to sell or send off to a store. But as you can see, it's a really spectacular male. He's got tremendous color, and it's awfully attractive female as well. Easy to tell the difference between male and female Umbee. Here is a female, very easy to spot. The dark fins and the yellowish color never happens in a male. Anyway, this was just a quick preview of the Umbee pair. These guys will be going in my 1,000-gallon tank this spring when they get big enough to survive in there. We're going to head off over here and check out the Doviis. I promised an update on the Doviis, and we're going to do one. Yesterday was fish tank, fish catching day, I should say. It was every 3-4 months I have to tear this tank apart and catch all the fry, and that's what I did yesterday. It took me the better part of my Saturday. I also caught a zillion red devil fry out of this tank that's right over here, where you see that Aslanum, and caught some chanchos out of there too. Way back there is the male red devil, Amphilophus labiatus, that spawned, and females in there somewhere. Anyway, back to the Doviis. Here's the big guy. Everybody always seems to want to see him. I've shown this fish on video so many times, and really not much else to say other than he's still a nasty little guy. Catching the fry yesterday was a challenge. The male and female get very aggressive when I'm catching their fry. And when I say fry, they're not really fry. They're more like, there's a few of them that got away. They're more like, I don't know, 3-4 inches. Here's a couple of them that have gotten pretty good size. That one's probably 5 inches. You can see the female flaring at me right now, male chasing her away. He's still pretty agitated at me for catching his fry yesterday. The female went ballistic when I was catching them yesterday. Typically, once I catch the fry, the pair after a week or so go on and spawn again, and at that point, the fry that are remaining in the tank that I weren't able to catch, they typically get eaten, or if if I can catch them, I'll get them out. But it's really difficult to catch very small fish out of this tank. Again, this is a 600-gallon tank. To do what I did yesterday and catch the 150, 200 Doviis fry that I got, this was not a huge spawning. You have to basically drain this tank 400 gallons so that it's down to about 10 inches, 10-12 inches in depth, and then I can catch most of them. And even then, these Doviis are very intelligent fish, and once they get used to a net, if you don't get them on the first pass, they learn very quickly, and it's really tough. They'll hug the gravel at the bottom, and it's almost impossible for them to see it. Here you can see one of my oxygenators that the Doviis ripped out of the filter up there. That's happened this morning. Again, he's still not real happy with me, but he'll survive. He'll get going again with his female. Size of this guy hasn't changed much since the last time I talked to you. You know, of course, these fish will grow, like all fish, their entire lives, but the growth certainly slows down as they reach maturity. And this fish is probably now 11 years old, and I'd say his size range is still the same as the last time I guessed, somewhere between maybe 24 and 28 inches, something like that. He has probably put on a little more girth even since the last time, and height, but it's a very powerful fish, and he doesn't like me. As you can see, I invade his territory, which is the entire tank, and he'll come after me. Female is just about as aggressive these days. All in all, it's a wonderful pair of fish to have, and I strongly recommend Doviis. I started this video showing you the new Umbees that I'm going to put in my 1,000-gallon tank, and I constantly see web forums like Monster Fish Keepers where people say, you know, should I get a Doviis or Umbee? Which one's better? And you know, they're very different fish. They're both very large, aggressive, intelligent fish, but there are differences, and one of the biggest differences is if I had a Doviis the same size as that Umbee that I showed you at the beginning of this video, I would be able to put him in the 1,000-gallon tank right now without any fear of him losing his life. With the Umbee, I can't do that. They are not at the same league when it comes to combativeness or ability to survive and thrive in a community like that when they're very small. What the Doviis would do is he would already, even at the small size, try to become dominant, and fish that he was not able to dominate at this size, he'd basically size up until he got to the point where he thought he could take him, and then one by one he would eliminate the fish in the tank. That's the reason there is no Doviis in that 1,000-gallon tank. The Umbee, on the other hand, will coexist, and if he's put in when he's too young, he could be easily demolished by the jags in that tank, the chancho, the Fred, a number of them. So that's one of the differences. Anyway, here again he is in all his splendor. His colors are actually quite a bit better than what they show on in this tank, but you can certainly see the size. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.